Hi everyone, good afternoon. It is Sarah Shipton here from Scrapbooking with Sarah, and I'm coming live to you today on Tuesday, February 18, 2025 with my Technique Tuesday class. I'm running a little bit late this afternoon. I do apologise, but I have been very busy creating some scrapbooking layouts in my office today, and in fact, I have started to, I've completed the Everyday You and Me scrapbooking workshop kit. So that is going to be the workshop kit that we will be working on for March. And for those of you that are attending my workshops in person this weekend on Friday or Saturday, I have those scrapbooking layouts ready to share with you, and I'm super excited to show you those. But for today and for this month in February, I am working with the paper suite Meant to Be, which is from the January 2025 scrapbooking brochure. So for those of you that are new here, this was an additional brochure that Stampin' Up! Have released with some scrapbooking products in it. And this is to tide us over until we start to see scrapbooking products permanently in the annual catalogues and the mini catalogues that Stampin' Up! Release throughout the year. So I decided to work with a paper suite each month, which I was doing for some time. I was a former maker with Close to My Heart and transitioned over to Stampin' Up! Last year. And every month I featured a scrapbooking workshop kit in my workshops and with what I taught online, and quite often I will make weekly scrapbooking challenges using leftovers from that scrapbooking workshop kit and pairing them up with some other products, which is what I have done here today. So I have completed the Meant to Be scrapbooking workshop kit, and I have been sharing that in these live videos previously, so feel free to check them out on my YouTube channel. Just search Scrapbooking with Sarah, or you can go to my website scrapbookingwithsarahshipton.stampinup.net, and under the My Projects tab at the top on my homepage, you will see all of the scrapbooking layouts that I have shared previously since I've become a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So that will be a great resource for those of you that like to participate in the weekly scrapbooking challenges. So this week we are working with pattern number 2 from the Make It From Your Heart Volume 1 book. So I pick a pattern from this book each week. I have been working backwards over the last, well, it will be 3 years this May since I've done a weekly scrapbooking challenge. Can you believe that? A weekly scrapbooking challenge every week since May 2023. And I started them because we were traveling overseas for 6 weeks to celebrate my husband's 50th birthday, and I didn't want my customers to miss me too much while I was gone. So the weekly scrapbooking challenges were created, and everyone loved them so much that I started doing them permanently in my business. So we are working with pattern number 2, the layout instructions here, which I have really enjoyed creating. Now, if we look at this pattern here, you will see that you are going to use 2 sheets of paper. This could be cardstock or pattern paper as your base pages for your 12 by 12 inch scrapbook layout. I have chosen pattern paper, and I have taken pattern paper from the Cute As Can Be Designer Series paper pack. So I'm going to share some other pattern paper that is in that pack with you today as well. So you're going to have 2 matching sheets as your base pages for your scrapbook layout. And then for these larger pieces here, A and G, pieces A and G, you will need to match that paper. You can see here that I've used some vellum paper, and I'm going to be sharing some tips with you today on how you can incorporate that into your scrapbooking projects. I've also got a 3/4 inch strip of paper running through the middle of my layout here. So you will need coordinating paper for that. You can see here that I've used, this is Pecan Pie, and this is from the Cute As Can Be Designer Series paper pack. So this is running through my scrapbooking layout here. Now I have mixed my layout up a little bit in that I've used a 4x6 inch photo, and then I've used 3x4 inch photos, but I opted to mat all of my photos. So if you're going to do that with your challenge this week, you are also going to need a sheet of designer series paper or cardstock to be able to mat all of your photos here. So I've got a 4x6 inch photo here, and then these photos here are 3x4 inch. So my mats are 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and these mats are cut at 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And as you can see here, I opted to run my photos. This has got them sort of over this 3/4 inch strip in the pattern here, but I've actually started with the 3x4 inch photo here on the base page, and then I've just lined them up so all my photos are in a row running from left to right here. So I eyeballed this here with measurements. It's about 1/4 inch. I've aligned this 4x6 inch photo with the top of this one, and then same here, rather than having the photos you've got 2 here in line and then 1 down here. I didn't like that. So this is the great thing about working with scrapbooking patterns, right? If you find a layout that you really like, you can recreate that layout again and again and again just by switching your papers out, but you can also tweak it and make it your own as well. So whatever works for you really is the go here. So again, I've lined these 3 photos up with this one through here. I started on the outside, lined it up here, again just eyeballing that. I've got about a 1/4 inch gap from this 3/4 inch strip of paper and the outside of my base page, and then I've just lined those back that way. And the reason for that being is that these photos are actually, in the pattern here you will see, they are not 3x4 inches, they are actually 3.5 by 2.5. So the width is much narrower. I've just cut them standard size photos for scrapbooking at 3x4 inches. And then I've got my mats here. My journaling box, I did cut the journaling box a little bit wider, so it is 5 inches. And then I've actually got the base at 2, so that's 5 by 2 inches at the bottom there. Now I matched up my paper for my journaling box with the 3/4 inch strip here. So this is a sheet of pecan pie from the designer series paper. And then for my journal box, so there's an even border around that. If that was 5 by 2 inches, this bit of Daffodil Delight cardstock here, I would have cut that at 4 3/4 by 1 3/4. And then you get that nice border there. And I've used some leftover stickers from my scrapbooking workshop kit, which I'm going to share with you shortly. Ruled my lines at 1/4 inch using my T-square ruler. I always make sure I have room for journaling on my scrapbooking layout because telling the story is really important to me. Documenting those memories in my own handwriting. And I have actually used the Stamp and Write markers. I have got a new pack of markers, which was the Stamp and Write markers in the Neutrals collection. So this comes as a 10-pack of colours that all coordinate with the Neutrals collection. You'll find these in the back of your annual catalogue. And in fact, at the end of the video, once I post this in our Facebook group, I will put links to all of the products that I've shared with you here today. So I have used the Stamp and Write marker in Pecan Pie. So it is a marker, it's not a journaling pen. So whilst it says it's 0.5 mils in width, this is much, I feel that is thicker than a 0.5 mil journal pen. So you do need to be lenient with these markers when you are doing your journaling, just so you're not pressing too hard, especially if you're heavy-handed, because the marker is quite thick, okay? So, I mean, look, the markers are a water-based dye ink, and, you know, you can use them as journaling for sure. However, they're a little bit thicker than a normal journaling pen that I would use for scrapbooking. But I'm loving using coloured markers again with my journaling. I used to just be like black, which sometimes I think is like a little harsh, and it can stand out a little bit too much. So I am enjoying using coloured markers again in my journaling. And I went with the pecan pie to match up with my pecan pie paper through here as well. The other colour that coordinates with the range I'm using today is Old Olive. So what I actually did when it came time to deciding my colour scheme for this layout, because I'm actually combining this designer series paper, Cute as Can Be, with another paper suite which is called Daffodil Delight. So I actually reference my color chart at the bottom here, so you can see we've got 6 colors that form this paper suite, and I've opted to go with Daffodil Delight and Old Olive, and also Pool Party. And then I wanted to coordinate these papers with the Floral Delight paper suite, which is in the January mini catalogue. And you can see here that the colour suite here also has 6 colours. Daffodil Delight coordinates, Old Olive coordinates, as does Pool Party. And then I really wanted to bring in the pecan pie because that coordinated really well with my photos in my scrapbook layout that I'm sharing with you today. So if you struggle with coordinating colours, in the back of your annual catalogue there is a colour theory chart. And then Stampin' Up! Have actually also released a Colour Coach wheel, which helps you to coordinate your colours up. And of course I don't have that handy here with me while I'm talking to you about it now. You know what? I actually don't even know where that colour wheel is. I hope I haven't left it in a bag or a box somewhere. It's probably in my workshop room. So I will post links to that in the comments after I post the video. So that's going to really help you with getting a little bit more confident. But quite often, I just reference the colour chart here. Stampin' Up! Have taken all of the work out for me. I don't have to think about what colour is going to coordinate with what colour, because they actually tell you that there in the catalogue and in the brochure. So I have taken the the Floral and Gingham Vellum, and also some paper from the Floral Delight Designer Series paper, and I've coordinated this up with my Cute as Can Be Designer Series paper pack. And I've opted for that because the colours actually worked really well together, okay? So I want you to think about, for those of you that transitioned from Close to My Heart with me over to Stampin' Up!, I want you to think about me using these additional designer series papers in conjunction with papers that are in my scrapbooking workshop kit or another paper suite. I want you to think of this like the mix-in paper pack that we used to have with Close to My Heart. So the really cool thing about the mix-in paper pack is that it had colours in there that coordinated with other paper suites that we were using on a monthly basis. So I've kind of used this paper in that format, okay? I'm not working with this particular suite as a featured suite of the month as such, because this suite didn't have a scrapbooking workshop kit. It just had individual components that you could purchase and create freely with. Whereas in this scrapbooking brochure, there are 4 scrapbooking workshop kits in here. So I picked one a month to teach with from January to April, but I wanted to incorporate some of these other beautiful papers in that you can purchase separately with the scrapbooking workshop kit. So that was my thought process behind that. I hope that makes sense to you girls. Give me a thumbs up. I've got Brenda here and Janelle here today. Hi ladies, thanks so much for joining us. If you are familiar with what I'm talking with, give me a thumbs up. If you've got any questions or I lost you there, please don't hesitate to pop a question in the comments in my Facebook group or on my YouTube channel, and I will be sure to reply to you. So that is pretty much all the tips there in terms of the pattern itself. Now, I did not cut these squares here, as you can see, for these pieces here and these pieces here. Instead, what I opted to do was use the gorgeous new butterfly bundles and the coordinating die cuts, and I've actually put them on my scrapbook layout instead of using those squares. I'll just come back to this so you can see what I mean here. You can see here that I've got a pattern of flowers here, or in this case they've used squares. You can do squares if you want to do squares, but I opted to showcase these gorgeous butterflies here and bring in some of that color there as well. So let's take the scrapbook layout out of, I've got this in a memory protector at the moment because I've got a flip flap stuck on top. So these photos were taken at Florence Falls. I love putting titles on my layouts, and in fact, this is a new set that I just got for free. In fact, because we've got celebration running at the moment. So these Alphabet Alamo dies, I got these for free by placing a $100 order on my website. I was able to pick a free gift. Now, this has been a very popular free gift choice for the month of February. So in the South Pacific market, I'm in Australia, these dies have they were launched at the start of the month, and then they went out, then they've come back in, and they've gone out again, but they are due to come back into our inventory next week, commencing the 24th of February. So if you want to grab these dies as your free gift, now I think these retail for about $70 something. So this is actually a really great gift to pick for free. If you want to choose these as your gift, my suggestion to you would be to keep an eye on my website. I am also keeping an eye on that for those of you that want to get them. And as soon as they come back in, I will be sure to pop a note in our Facebook group and on my socials. And you can have the option to get these dies for free during the month of February. The qualifying order is $100 or more. So you can see that I've done my title here using those Alphabet dies, and I've cut them using the Daffodil Delight cardstock. Now, this is the Stampin' Up cardstock that you will find in the back of your catalogue. So it is a little bit thicker than the two-tone cardstock, and that's why I've opted to use the Stampin' Up cardstock to cut out my title here. And then to stick them on my scrapbook layout, I actually used mini glue dots. So I've just put a couple of dots on each of the letters and turn them over to stick them down. If you're looking for something a little bit finer, then you might want to use the fine tip glue pen, because this obviously has a very fine tip that you can use. You don't want to be too heavy-handed with that glue, just like a couple of dots at top and bottom, and you can turn it over and stick that down. So let's take it out of the memory protector, these photos at Florence Falls. Oh, I've got this side in a memory protector as well, because I've used a 3x4 inch flip flap here. We went to Florence Falls in October. Oh my gosh, I haven't got the date on this layout here. How bad is that? How good's my memory? It was Kayla's 20th birthday. So October 2022. I think I've got that right. I think so. Yeah. October 2022. Oh, hang on. 21. October 2021. I took Kayla to Darwin for her birthday. We went on a little girls trip, and we had, I don't know, maybe about 5 nights in Darwin. We hired a car and we drove to Litchfield National Park, and we went around to some like different water holes. She really wanted to go swimming, exploring. So we stopped at Florence Falls. We had to walk down all these stairs to get to this beautiful water hole and waterfall. And we just swam and enjoyed the water. It was just so beautiful and clear and fresh. And then trekked all the way back up the stairs again. 135 stairs there was. So this was just a really fun day with Kayla, and I chose these colors. As you can see, you've got the greens in here. I've got a little bit of the yellow on the signage, the brown with the pecan pie just in the foliage there, and the blue just because I thought it looked really cute, just as a little bit of blue here. So I typically stick with like maybe 3 or 4 colors when I'm working with a scrapbooking layout, but you know what? You do whatever works for you. There's no right or there's no wrong. These stickers came as a leftover from my meant to be scrapbooking workshop kit. You can see I do not have much left. I've got a little bit of this old olive strip, which I've used. I've got the little bumblebee here. You do have quite a few leftover die cuts, and there's not much paper left over, which is why I invested in a separate pack of the designer series paper, just to bulk that up if you really love that pattern. And then in this case, I've also gone for the floral and gingham vellum and the Floral Delight designer series paper as well. So in terms of putting the vellum, the tip that I want to give you is that, because obviously I've used the pool party, I don't know if you can see that in the camera here, but I went with a heavier color as my base. So then when I put the vellum over the top, you can actually see this white swirl pattern through my vellum. So using a heavier color under a lighter vellum is a really great tip. And then in terms of when you stick that down, there's no special adhesives as such that are specifically just for vellum. So what I like to do is, once I've decided where my photo and my journal box is going to go, I actually will put adhesive on the vellum underneath that. So then when I, just with my normal stamp and seal adhesive runner, so then when I stick my photo and journal box over the top, I'm not actually going to see the adhesive through the vellum. So I've done that in that instance. And then you probably can't see, and that is the whole point, there is a tiny little dot of adhesive in each corner of the vellum here. And in fact, I actually used some of my leftover adhesive dots that come in the kit collections. They always give you more adhesive than you need. So I used some smaller ones than this. So when you have these left over from your kits collection, you want to hang on to them because you can use them on another project for sure. So the dots are actually very, very small. So you can't really see them, and that's the whole purpose. In this instance here, you can see here that there's actually no adhesive here. I've got my adhesive under the photo here, and again, some very small adhesive dots on each corner there, just to minimize the amount of adhesive that is showing through with the vellum. So I'm going to show you some of the other vellum paper now as well. So this is from the Floral and Gingham Vellum Specialty Designer Series paper. So you get 6 printed sheets of vellum, and some of the designs on the vellum can actually be cut out using the dies from the Delightful Wishes die set. So this is the gingham, the pool party gingham, and then this gingham here, sorry, not gingham, this vellum here is pool party with these gorgeous daffodils over them. So in your January mini catalogue, the dies which you can buy on their own, or you can get the bundle if you want the dies and the stamps. So these dies actually cut over the vellum. It's a perfect fit, which is great. If you don't want to get the dies, you could fussy cut them out. And then you've got these beautiful daffodil ones as well. Again, you've got the dies which will cut out the images from your vellum. So you get 2 sheets of each of the vellum there, and I've used this gingham vellum through the middle here, so you will use like 1 sheet of vellum by the time you cut that down. And then I coordinated my vellum. I've actually used designer series paper to map my photos. So this is the Floral Delight designer series paper. I just want to show this to you close up. So this is the pecan pie that I've used through here. And then your designer series paper are double-sided. So you get 12 sheets of paper. And you get pattern either side. This is the paper I've used to map my photo. So I've just got like a little peek of the Daffodil Delight yellow shining through there. I'll turn these over so you can see both sides. This is the Daffodil Delight gingham, and you've got these gorgeous daffodil designs on the other side. Another smaller pattern with a larger one on the back. So I love that you've got large patterns on one side and then smaller patterns on the other. So you've got some really great variety there. And then some of them are not even floral, like this beautiful white with the Daffodil Delight dots running through them. Like you could use this for anything. It doesn't have to be floral designed. And in fact, don't you love that I've used floral paper on like a Darwin layout? I love this green Old Olive. It's so pretty. I actually tossed up, I was like, do I use this one as my base or do I use that one as my base? And I went with this one because it had this cute little swirl pattern through it. And in fact, this paper is actually from the Cute As Can Be. So you can see that they coordinate really well together. This paper is from the Cute As Can Be designer series paper. So I'm going to share these with you. So you've got some different patterns here with the pinks. This was in the scrapbooking workshop kit. And then you've got a striped pattern either side. So this has got a different color scheme in it because you're working now with Petunia Pop and Bubble Bath, as you can see on my nail. So these were more the colors for the scrapbooking workshop kit. I really wanted to do something a little bit different by bringing in the Old Olive and the Pecan Pie and the Daffodil Delight, something a little bit different this week for our scrapbooking challenge, because we can't have just pinks and purples all the time, can we, girls? It's nice to kind of mix that up a little bit. And I love to be able to show you different ways that you can use your papers. Like this is from that Cute As Can Be pack. But, you know, I'm not likely to use this side. So using this side is super fun. Now, you can get the Cute As Can Be designer series paper on its own, or you can get it with a coordinating sticker pack. I got that just so you could see. And then, of course, with your cardstock, you can get a packet of designer series, a two-tone cardstock in some coordinating colors. In this case, you're getting 4 of Petunia Pop, Bubble Bath, and Old Olive. Okay, so again, just sharing that with you so you can see the cardstock there to compare. Now, I have got a little bit of time because this was quite a quick Technique Tuesday here this week, and I'm going to cut some of these butterflies out for you live today because I just want you to see the awesomeness of this when they come out of the die cutting machine. It looks so good. Hi, Chris. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. I'm running a little bit late, so I hope that was good timing for you today. Now, I have stuck my butterflies on my layout using my stamping dimensionals. I'm obsessed with stamping dimensionals, and I have always on hand the stamping dimensionals plus the mini stamping dimensionals, so I can put them on my scrapbooking layouts. And I've stuck my little bumblebee on with the dimensionals as well. Now, because I love bling, you might note that we've got some little bees here I wanted to add to the layout. So did we see bees at the falls? No, but they look so cute. So again, I don't get too caught up in that sort of stuff when it comes to embellishing my layouts. I've got my little bee sticky here and my little tiny bee trinkets. So these are cute little trinkets you can purchase, and they make great little embellishments. So I got a pack of those. And then you want to use your mini glue dots to stick them on, or your fine tip glue pen to stick them on your scrapbooking layout. Okay, so while I've got a little bit of time, I am going to grab out the bundle. So what I've got here is the Beautiful Butterflies bundle. There is a hybrid embossing folder, which also comes with some dies, and then there is the coordinating stamp set as well. I'm going to be really honest with you, I was not going to invest in the butterflies because I've got lots of butterfly dies from my time with Close to My Heart. However, I actually won this hybrid embossing folder in a team event that I had with my team leader earlier this month. So I got the hybrid embossing folder and I got the dies. I've actually put the dies here on a magnetic sheet. I have caved and I have bought some 5x7" magnet sheets online to put my dies on, because keeping them on this card with the adhesive was actually doing my head in, I have to tell you. So I caved and bought some 5x7" magnet sheets online, and I have taken them off the cardboard and just thrown that out. And then these fit on the inside of your stamp case. I also take my stamps off the carrier sheet and stick them on the inside of my stamp set cover as well. So these dies and hybrid embossing folder come together, and then the stamp set is separate, or you can get the whole bundle at a 10% discount. As I mentioned, I won the folder and the dies, and then so of course I had to buy the stamp set, didn't I? And I did make some super cute cards with this set as well. I have posted them to our Facebook group and my social media as well. If you go to Instagram, you can search for Scrapbooking with Sarah Shipton, and you'll find where I've used these dies and this stamp. So I'm going to show you some of these dies. I'm going to cut these out for you today. And in fact, I might even quickly run this hybrid embossing folder through as well as some cardstock. So this die actually sits inside the hybrid embossing folder. Oh, it needs to be face down. I've got that up the wrong way. So you can put your paper in here and you can run that through, and it actually cuts the die and also embosses your cardstock at the same time as well. So this is a completely new product to us, because we never had anything like that during our time with Close to My Heart. So that's been really fun to play with. I'm just going to grab my Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine up, and I have got some cardstock left over here already, and I've got my mats. So these mats came with the embossing machine. I'm just going to pop my cardstock over the top of my mat here, and I'm going to cut out some of these butterflies just so you can see how this works. And this one here. And then I'm going to grab some washi tape off of here. I do prefer to stick my dies down with washi tape. I can stick those two down together. And then this one I'm going to cut the washi tape, but that's okay. Stick that down over there. And then we can pop that mat on over the top, and then I'm going to run this through my die cutting and embossing machine, and it's going to cut the butterflies. So fun. And that is how I got these perfect butterflies. Look how good it cuts, like literally I just have to peel that off. Now I have to take this, I've got washi tape stuck on there. I knew that was going to happen. I'll take that bit of washi tape off with my tweezers. Perfect. So cute little butterfly. I love it. And then all these little fiddly bits here inside the butterfly, if that's going to annoy you, trying to get them out, you might want to grab the little Take Your Pick tool. There's a brush ends that you can purchase, and oh, I've left my bin out there. I'm just going to show you this here. I can just roll that over and it's going to get all those little bits out. There is a, when you buy this die brush tip, you do get, oh here it is, I've got it here. You do get this little sponge. Oh, I've already punched all those ones out. You can run this just over there like so and get all those little bits of paper out, and then I just tap that into the bin. And there's my gorgeous little butterflies. Aren't they so cute? So this one I stuck down with the large dimensionals, and then you want the mini dimensionals in the middle of the butterfly. And then if you wanted to, you could also use the little butterfly. I don't know what you call this middle bit of the butterfly. Let's just call it the body of the butterfly. You can use these little dies here, and then you stick them through the middle of your butterfly, or the bigger butterfly as well. So that is super fun. I love it. Hey, Emily, how are you? Thanks so much for joining us today. And I can see Miss Kayla is here as well. So I'm just going to quickly run through. I got some cardstock cut here. I wanted to show you guys the hybrid embossing folder. Let me just see. I wasn't prepared for this. I've got some of this cardstock, so let me just cut this down. We're going to make this 6 by 6. Okay. I'm just using my paper trimmer and I'm just going to cut this 6 by 6 so I can show you the hybrid embossing folder. Okay, so where are you? Underneath all of this. Okay, so I've got my hybrid embossing folder here, and I am going to put my paper into here so that fits in there like so. So I've cut that 6 inches by 6 inches, so you can probably see that better now. This will emboss the paper at the same time that it's going to cut out my butterfly. So I need to put my butterfly in here. So there's a little groove here with the butterfly, and it just sits inside the groove like so. And then we're going to pop that paper over and close that up, okay? And it's going to cut my butterfly at the same time that it embosses it. So I need to switch out my, oh, hang on. Let me just check which plates I need. I've got that one and then this one, and then just a 3. I think I haven't used this for a little bit now. Let me just see. Yes, I think we're going to be good. Okay, so I'm just going to run this through my embossing machine. Hinge first. Was it thick enough? Yes, perfect. Okay, so, oh, hang on. No, what am I doing wrong here? I think I need to take, oh, hang on. Oh, that's right. I don't need plate number 2. Eek! Sorry, girls. 1 embossing folder. And, oh, no, I need the other plate, plate 4. I'm just going to grab that. Okay, thanks for your patience. I wasn't ready to create with that today. So we've got 1 and 4, because then it cuts inside that. Is that going to do the trick? Perfect, perfect, perfect. This is only the 3rd time I've used a hybrid embossing folder. Look at this. Is this just not magic, guys? Seriously. So it cuts out this gorgeous butterfly, and then it cuts out the, obviously the butterfly out of the middle here, but then it embosses the cardstock around the outside also. So I can use this on a card. I can use this now on a card. I can cut that down. I did show some artwork in our Facebook group as well using those dies. So that was just an added treat today, because I wasn't actually going to share those die cuts with you today, but I had them out handy. So I thought, why not? Now, I hope that you have enjoyed my Technique Tuesday class and you've picked up some great tips today on how to incorporate vellum into your scrapbooking. I will post links to the goodies that I've shared with you below. Have a fabulous evening, everyone, and I can't wait to see what you create with this week's challenge. Bye for now.